Good morning, guys. The PHEV is fully charged. So I want to check the software in the car. I just want to look at the settings. I've had an idea that maybe the firmware hasn't actually made changes to the car other than resetting maybe back to factory defaults. And what I'm wondering is, are there settings which call for heat turned on, like the rear defrost or, whatever settings we can check in there? Were they reset? And is that why the engine is coming on all the time? We're going to check those settings. Then we're going to go for a run, drain the battery just to see if the car starts running. The last time I drove it, the engine started 4 times in 15 kilometers. So I'll know right away if we've changed something that, was causing that to happen. And then the next step is the car's got to go in and be checked by Mitsubishi and have them do their battery reset and see what level they can get it up to, and does it meet the minimum standard for a battery replacement, which is what I've asked them for. I don't think it does. I don't think that's going to happen. They offered to replace my battery at the 2-year mark. He says he can't find that paperwork. I'm sure I've got it at home here somewhere. I'm not really worried about it. They're not going to replace the battery, guys. If it hits 80-some% and their minimum replacement is 70, they're not going to replace the battery. We know that, right? But I'm still going to press them for a new battery, see how that turns out, and we'll also be able to see what they can get it reset to. So if I can get, 85%, which is what we were having after 3 years of running, fine. I'll wait. I'll get the battery replaced at 6 or 7 years when it finally hits that 70%. I'm keeping this car for the long haul, and Mitsubishi will eventually, at some point, end up putting a new battery in here. I guarantee it. Okay, so we started in EV mode, says charge complete. It's showing 33 kilometers, but let's just go into our settings. I'm also waiting for the car to just start on its own here, which seems to be what happens lately. Don't laugh, it's not funny, Mr. Reed. So we have no timed air conditioning, heating, or defrost set in here. So that's the only settings I can see. There's nothing, none of them are turned on. None of them were ever turned on since I've purchased this car, so. One of the guys online sent me an image of his menu, and it had options for defrost in there. And the only defrost option I have is to set up pre-AC, preheat, or pre-defrost. None of those are on. My menu doesn't look the same as theirs. They're probably from Europe or somewhere. I don't know. But the Canadian one, I don't have the same menu as what they showed me. But none of that stuff is turned on. Everything looks the same as I left it. So it's not like there was a firmware update that reset a bunch of options, because I hadn't really set too much stuff. I mean, wipers front and rear were set on and little things like that, but that's not going to start the engine. So that's not my issue. I think the problem is that the battery capacity is just so low at 70-some% that is causing the engine to come on. It doesn't have that extra 25% battery capacity. So it's probably starting to heat up that little heater in here. We do have heaters in the North American version, ceramic heaters, that keep the system that runs about 8 degrees Celsius from testing that I showed you guys before for the batteries. So what I'm assuming is happening, just my assumption, there isn't enough extra battery power in the system, because we've lost 25%, for it to run and heat that heater and stay in electric mode. I think the engine is running to heat that heater. That's just my guess. I can't figure out what else it could be, guys. That's just my scientific Gary's guess. So you usually don't make it much farther than this before the engine starts. There, it just started. Unfortunately, we charged the car last night. The car's got to go in for service today at Mitsubishi for a tire swap and battery re-optimization. And I've been through this with them twice before. If you bring it in fully charged, they won't service the battery because they say it takes too long to drain it. So now I'm going to drive for half an hour here before I take it in, empty the battery, then bring it to them. I just wanted to make this little clip because I went online after going in and visiting them and saying, you know, I'm having battery problems, I need to make an appointment. I went online and made the appointment, and it always seems to be that they're not connected here in North Bay to whatever online system there is. So twice before I've had to make appointments again to have the battery redone. So they'll say, oh, this appointment is just for the tires, even though online you picked everything you wanted done, said everything you wanted done. I'm betting they're not going to do my battery today. It's such a pain in the you know what dealing with these guys, especially over these battery issues, that I have to bring this in there every year. It's annoying. So I just want to document one more time. I have taken this car out 3 times this week, and it's the same. Every time the car goes 200 yards, the engine starts. Actually, it didn't even go 20 yards. It just started right there. So what I'm going to do is turn the heat on, and I'm going to drive like down the highway 110 in electric. Let's get this thing drained. I'll bring it in, and as soon as I do get an update from them, we will take this car out again and we will test. Right now it's showing 28 and possibly icy roads, the warning, our favorite warning. 28 kilometers on there, but you can hear the engine running as well. So as soon as I get this battery re-updated, we'll do our testing again, and I'll put that in this video. You guys will see what is the effect on a 4-year-old vehicle of them, and I'll write down what it is they're doing. I think it's just going to be the reset. It's not a whole DB cam. They only did that once, and then procedures changed. They're not doing that anymore. So they just do a full drain and then a slow recharge, and whatever the battery reconditioning consists of at this point, that's what we're getting. I've also locked it in twin motor 4-wheel drive, so maybe that will keep all the wheels every time I'm holding the gas down here doing 110 once we get out to the highway. Maybe that's going to, you know, drain the battery even faster. Kind of like when you're towing, there's always that little bit of extra drain. Wishful thinking. Wow. 8 minutes in the car, and I've got this sucker drained down to 10 kilometers left with the heat on full, doing 110, and the 4-wheel drive locked. Yeah, that's the way to drain a battery. Just to note, pushing the 4-wheel drive lock button does not change your guesstimate of kilometers remaining, so I don't think it's... this thing is always switching between the 4 motors anyway, so it pretty much is in 4-wheel drive all the time. So if you turn the heat on, right away I lose 4 kilometers. It shows that. If I push that 4-wheel drive button, it doesn't show anything, so I don't think it's really affecting the range. It's more just the doing 110 on the highway with the heat on full. Back home, 19 minutes, fully drained battery. So I'm just waiting to hear back from Mitsubishi. I got to take the wife back down there this afternoon so she can pick it up. And it's kind of annoying, funny, maybe, kind of more annoying than funny. If you guys remember, I did a video on it that Mitsubishi has the box that they keep my nuts in. And that's a true story. They charged me 20 bucks because I store my tires down there. They charged me 20 bucks for a box so that they wouldn't lose my nuts. Well, Mitsubishi just called me, and the girl says from the service desk, where are the nuts for your vehicle? I said, don't ask me. I said, you guys got the box you keep my nuts in. So she didn't seem too happy with that answer, but that's the truth. I'm not buying another set, so we'll see what they do. Hey guys, just got back from Mitsubishi. Got the car back. I am now extremely upset. I was mildly upset while I was down there, but now I'm really upset. They had my car all day and did nothing to the car except swap the 4 tires. They did not do the battery service. They charged me $65 to look at a tire that I told them has a leak in it. I know, I've been filling it up every week for the past 4 weeks. Definitely has a nail in it or something. Charged me $65 and told me, we can't find anything wrong with your tire. So I said to the kid, no, there's absolutely something wrong with the tire. Oh, we'll do it next year in the fall when we put your tires back on. Why? So you can charge me to look at it again? So I'm really upset about that. But I want to show you the bill. This actually says right on here, Customer complaint, PHEV yearly battery conditioning at 75%. Labor charge 0. Making it look on the receipt like they did it. But I actually talked to the service guy who did it. He said, oh no, I checked your alternator and your regular battery. I said, that's not what the car was brought in for. So absolutely nothing was done today. And now I'm just extremely mad. Extremely mad. Like, what a waste of my time. So this is the second year in a row that I've had to make 2 appointments to get the battery service done on the car. Last year I showed up and the car was fully charged. They told me they could not do the battery service because of that, and I had to bring it back another day and drain it. Well, this morning, as you guys know, I took it to town and made an extra trip and drained it. So that was a complete waste of my time and energy, and they didn't do anything to the car there either. So the battery is still empty. They didn't charge the car back up for me. They had it all day. Oh, I'm just fuming right now. You guys are going to have to stay tuned. I'm going to have to do another video on this. There's no point in me even taking this out and testing it because they did nothing. I'm going to plug the PHEV Watchdog app in just to show you the numbers. That is going to show 0 amp hours gained. And that's going to be the end of this video. Oh, I'm so mad. I'm so mad, Mitsubishi. There's my Bluetooth dongle, my OBDS2 port dongle. And I know when they actually work on my car, they take that out because they have to plug their system in. They didn't even plug their system in. No point in showing you the numbers from the PHEV Watchdog app because they're the exact same. 75%, 30 amp hours. They did nothing. They did nothing to this car.